Now to a major update in the Raul Valle case. CT Insider reports a judge has denied Valle's request to throw out the remaining charges in the 2022 stabbing death of 17-year-old Jimmy McGrath. The ruling clears the way for a second trial. Valle's attorney claimed another trial would violate double jeopardy because the state failed to prove he was not acting in self-defense. But the judge rejected that argument. A jury found Valle not guilty of murder last year, but could not reach a verdict on reckless manslaughter and other charges. Transportation